go.
Hey, what is up everybody? It is KATAIR Gaming here today bringing you another build video. Hopefully I can get this released tonight. I'm not so sure about that. We will find out. So, during PTS, this has been pretty much one of my favorite builds to use in a group. This is a group-only build. I would not advise using this solo at all. Like, I do not think that's a good idea. So this is 6-piece classified Tactician. This is probably one of the ultimate supporter builds. If you combine this with a Reclaimer, oh my god, it is insane. But again, that's teamwork. This is not a solo build. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and move into it. Yeah, so here we go. Do not laugh at my Showstopper. Let me just start out with that. Okay, so the Showstopper is very, very important for this build. I would very, very strongly advise using it. You can get your Tactician stacks up pretty much by yourself very quickly. Probably about, let's see, probably about four shots from the Showstopper should be able to fill your entire bar. Well, at least till 30. So probably about 8 shots to make it a 60 stack if you do the alternation thing. Which that's really hard to keep track of in PvP because you know you like to alternate your stuff. You have 45% skill haste, etc, etc. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start out with my Showstopper first. Actually, I'm gonna explain why I have a Showstopper on here for all of you people who are kind of skeptical about it. Okay, so the Showstopper did get buffed for 1.8, just even a little bit. I mean, I can definitely tell the difference. Like, it's so nice to have. Okay, so I'm not worried about the stagger whatsoever, but 57.9k base damage for a no firearms build, I kind of like that. Like, that's nice, you know? Okay, so I do have Talented and Competent. Since Competent and Talented are procced without me having to do anything, I thought those would be the best to have on my build. I always have Talented on my electronics builds. Like, I cannot go without that. Like, I'm in love with that talent. Okay, so Talented is killing a target with this weapon increases skill power by 15% for 20 seconds. The effect is not stat. Killing a new target refreshes the timer. Very important to have on any skill builds. I would not recommend going without it, in all honesty. And then, you know, since it's a Showstopper, and a lot of people kind of laugh at it whenever I use it until they go, oh shit, this person kind of hurts. I do like having Competent on there. Weapon damage is increased by 10% for 15 seconds after using a skill, so if I was going to go ahead and use a skill, there we go, 63.7. That's not all that bad. It's pretty decent, but it's the pulse on this build that really makes the dream work, you know? I mean, you could go house. I don't really like using the house on skill builds. I really do like and appreciate the Showstopper a lot. I do not use my secondary. Don't worry about that piece of crap. The prepared on it is from my striker build. So, yeah. Just ignore that. Okay. So, moving into my knee pads for this build, I do have max armor on everything, just putting that out there. Okay, so I do have 1401 electronics with an electronics mod that has 265 electronics with 3,307 skill power. I do have all first aid ally heal mods on this build. Come on, Garasu. Shh, be quiet, baby. Okay. So I'm moving on to my Tactician mask. I do have 1401 electronics again with a 265 electronic gear mod and a 3,307 skill power little piece on there. I do have 17% burn resistance. I do highly recommend that, and it's because the flame turret meta is kind of making a comeback, and yeah, they hurt. Hold on, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit, go back to my knee pads. So instead of disorient resistance, I would most definitely have burn resistance there, because again, dude, flame turrets. Okay, so I'm gonna keep that disrupt resistance. Everyone loves to disrupt the medic. I do highly recommend disrupt resistance. I don't know why you can't get it on your mask. That's been pissing me off since, I don't know, 1.3. So, okay, I'm gonna move on to my chest piece now. I do have 9% skill haste. Skill haste is very important, and I do highly recommend it for this build. I do have health and ammo capacity. Ammo capacity I would kind of recommend because the Showstopper does not have much ammo capacity to it. So, yeah, you know, just keep your bullets flowing pretty much. You run out of ammo, then your stacks are kind of screwed. Excuse me, I have kind of a cold moment. Okay, so without the mods on here, I do have 1401 electronics. I have a 266 gear mod, two of them. One with 3,306 skill power and another one with 3,269 skill power. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to my Tactician backpack. And I have 1401 electronics with 2 first aid ally heal mods and a skill power mod with 265 electronics and 3,307 skill power. Those are very important to have along with the disrupt resistance. If you're not so worried about disrupt resistance, maybe you have a reclaimer, hell, I don't know. You can go all burn resistance and protect yourself a little bit more from those flame turrets, which I've been hearing rumors that they're gonna get buffed even after they received a 34 or 35% PvP nerf. So I don't know what's up with that, but you might want to keep an eye on your burn resistance, ladies and gentlemen. So I do have 13,339 skill power as a major attribute here. And yeah, again, same with knee pads. Skill power, I don't remember covering that, so yeah, the skill power is very important on both the knee pads and the backpack for the major attributes. I would get them as high as you possibly can. I'm going to move on to my gloves. These are not perfect. I really do need to change those assault rifle damage gloves over to, I don't know, probably shotgun damage since I've been using that more. So I do have 1401 electronics with the max armor for these gloves, which is 1001. And I have critical hit damage and skill haste. Really, the only two things you actually have to worry about having on your gloves is skill haste and electronics in case, I don't know, maybe you don't get so lucky during that global event that you're farming out like so hard for, and maybe you get a whole bunch of shit, like, I don't know, pistol damage, all resistance or some shit, or health on kill. I don't know, dude. But you're able to reroll two things, so I would highly advise skill haste and electronics, because that makes this build work. Okay, moving on to my holster, 1001 armor, 1401 everything, and 7% skill haste. Again, since you're only able to reroll two things, maybe RNGs didn't work out for you so well, you are going to want to reroll that major attribute for 7% skill haste and have 1401 electronics. Fuck everything else. Unless you somehow have everything perfect or the optimization station's up and running for you, then there you go. Oh, okay. You joined me. That's why you messaged me, lol. Okay, well, hi, sharpshooter. You're now in my video. Okay. So, let's see. I'm gonna move into my ability section. I do have a pulse that starts out at 4860 for both critical hit chance and critical hit damage. No, please do not speak right now. I'm sorry. Please, 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 please. Okay, so I'm in the middle of something. I'm sorry, sharpshooter. I can't stop right now. Okay, yeah, abilities tab. I have that 48 with a 12-second cooldown, which is not bad whatsoever. You normally get your pulse back before it even wears off, so that's pretty good. And then I'm going to move on to my defib, which is 465,808 HP. It is a little bit lower than my regular Tactician, which starts out at 509, but it's very, very useful to have. It has 211 self-heal, which gives you about a bar and a half back to this build's health bar, you know? I mean, it's not the best, but it's set up to keep your teammates alive, and damn, it does its job. 14.70 second cooldown. It's not the best. I mean, if you really did want to spec into more skill haste, like maybe have 2 skill haste mods on here for that 50%. I mean, go ahead, more power to you, but I'd prefer quality over quantity. That's always been kind of my thing, you know? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and move into my talent section. I do have Triage, I have Battle Buddy. I always have Battle Buddy because reviving a downed agent to reduce incoming damage by 30% for 10 seconds for both players is very, very, very good to have in case you do have to revive someone you run by, pop that defib. Well, boom, now you have about, I don't know, 400k toughness instead of that 320 something? Yeah, so somewhere around 400 toughness. and that's really, really useful in a PvP situation. I also have Combat Medic because I like to use all of my medkits on my teammates rather than myself. I mean, if you're gonna try and run this solo, I would get rid of Battle Buddy and try and go for Strike Back if you really, really care about cooldowns that much, but that's entirely up to you guys. And Death by Proxy, because I'm absolutely in love with this talent, if you can't tell by now from all of my past build videos. And all you have to do is destroy a hostile's deployed skill to increase your skill power by 20% for 30 seconds. If you do this with my other builds, it brings you up to about 830k skill power with this specific one if you have a full 60 stack of Tactician. And you go ahead and take out someone's med station with this Showstopper or whatever, because of Talented on it. Because that's an extra 15% skill power from this one, with the 60 stack from 6-piece Tactician. Along with the plus, what is it, 20%? Yeah, plus 20% from Death by Proxy, so dude, it really does boost your skill power. I would highly recommend using it. I've been speaking for a long time, you guys. I'm sorry, I'm almost done. Okay, I have 10,268 electronics, no stamina, no fire. I'm still pretty much as base as you can possibly get. And then I don't really care about weapon damage or anything else on here because I don't really like to shoot my weapon. I mean, other than getting the stacks from the Showstopper, which is the only reason I have that, because one shot from the Showstopper counts as 8 stacks towards your Tactician bar. It works pretty much the same way that Striker does, stack-wise, so yeah, that's why I'm using it. It makes it a lot easier rather than trying to sit there and ADS someone or attempting and failing at hip firing at someone in this PTS update, so yeah, I highly recommend the Showstopper, believe it or not. Okay, 0% health on kill, you don't really do much killing anyways. Okay, so I have 45% base skill haste just from this build because of the Tactician perks to it. So the 45% skill haste is fucking godly, dude, I love it. Oh my god, you have no fucking idea. Okay, survivability, I do have 324 toughness with 215k max health. Yes, I'm very squishy, I know, but again, dude, I'd love to have quality over quantity heals. So, I mean, I don't care how squishy I am. My main goal is keeping my team alive, and honestly, I can survive very, very well with low health. Like, I know a lot of people are like, well, if you don't keep yourself alive, your team's not gonna stay alive. My defib stays around on my teammates for at least 10 seconds after I die. Now, that is not my main goal to keep it on them after I die, but my movements, your movements are very, very important with this build. If you're good at strafing, or if you're just good at moving and not doing, I don't know, movement exploits or whatever the fuck you want to call strafing, then do those. Like, it'll keep you alive a lot longer. Do not stand still with this build. I don't care if you're rogue or not rogue or what. Do not stand still. You will get melted very quickly. And then you'll have some bitch in the background, wow, dude, you just got melted. Yeah. I'm a medic. Okay. Thank you. Yep. So that's going to happen to you if you do run this build. At least 3 times. Okay, burn resistance, because flame turrets are obnoxious at the moment. I do not have that burn resistance on my knee pad, so I should probably have around, I don't know, 30% burn resistance or 40%, somewhere around there. All I was worried about so far with this build was that disrupt resistance, which is why I do a 50% on there. Very, very important. I would advise speccing into a little bit of shock resistance if possible, because that's a pain in the ass when you're completely standing still. So anyhow, yeah, that's kind of the tricks and tips to this build. I hope you'll enjoy the build video. I will attach a couple clips if I have not already at the beginning of the video, and yeah, I hope you'll all enjoyed it. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I really do appreciate all of y'all's support, and I'll catch you next time, you guys.